Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be kind of the last video of my little makeup lesson series that I've got going on. I have filmed a tutorial on the eye look, on how I apply my lashes, how I do my eyebrows, my base, and now we're moving on to the contouring, highlighting, and some blush. And yeah, so I guess we can just jump into the video. If you have any questions about this look, I will have all the links to those videos listed down below, and if you have any requests for certain looks, please do let me know. So I've been using these Maybelline powders throughout the videos. I've used them in my eyes, I've used them to set the face, and I'm going to use it a little bit more to add some definition to my face. So I already added these to my face. My face is nice and set, and now it's just time to add some bronzer and stuff like that. So I'm using the Maybelline Matte and Poreless in the shade 360, and I'm also using this angled brush from Morphe, and I'm just dipping one time into that color. Sorry for the noise. This is a foundation powder, pressed powder, and so this has a little bit of coverage, but it's different. It's like, I feel like it has more coverage than a bronzer, but it's not too intense. It's like a different type of powder consistency. But what I really like about this is the way it sinks into the skin. Since it's like a more of a setting powder, I just think it has a little bit more of a natural finish. Not really sure, but I've been loving this whole year. I like to also dip in and get the temples of my head. I have a very round face, so I like to add some color right in there. If you leave this area, you know, not contoured, it's going to create a little bit more width to your face, which is going to be good if you don't want it to look as slim. But I would like a little bit more slimness, so I will take that temple in a little bit. Another thing for my specific face is right here. The more highlight it is, same thing. It's going to create a little bit more of a wide face. So I like to kind of have some of that color right here towards the outer part of the eye. This type of motion, this pressing motion, really does something different. I used to do this from the beginning, and there's something about it that I don't like anymore. I like to press the product in, get that pigment right where I want it, not have it swipe and have any brush strokes. I don't contour my jaw really. I just take whatever's left over and just kind of hit underneath just to add a little bit of definition. I'm gonna also go into the Maybelline City Bronzer, and this is what I'm gonna use to highlight, or I mean to contour my nose and under my lower lip. I use a smaller angled brush from Morphe to highlight my lower lip, underneath, and my nose, and it just fits right in there. I like to go right here because it's supposed to give you a more pouty lower lip, which I need help with anything like that. And then I also will dip in, squeeze it a little bit just to kind of make it not as fluffy. Hit the sides of the nose. Now some days I want it to be more snatched than others. Some days I really am not like concerned. I'm just trying to slim it a little bit. The closer you go into the bridge of your nose, the more slim it's gonna look. The more on the outer side of the nose you put it, the more wide your nose is gonna look. So you can actually end up making your nose look bigger. You could also make your nose look broken. You just want to make sure that you are keeping your lines straight. If you have any crookedness to your nose, you might have to adjust the way you highlight. You might, or I mean, I keep saying highlight, contour. You might have to contour one part of the area more than you would on the other side. Everybody, you know, it's got different things. But for me, I just try to keep it straight, flare it out on the sides a little bit. If you didn't notice, I also kind of pull it up into that eyeshadow. And then I also like to get the tip of the nose. If I don't do this, it just doesn't feel right. And this bronzer is really good, especially for fair skin tones. They do have like a couple shades up as well, but I just thought I would let you know if you are fair, this is a great contour shade. It's something that you won't be afraid of. Okay, so I'm going in with this Real Techniques blush brush and the same City Bronzer, and I'm gonna add this right here where I added that initial more warm toned color, and I'm just kind of neutralizing the color down a little bit If you can't tell, I obviously don't have a strong contour going on. It personally looks too harsh on me these days. Although I do have a round face, I like to add a soft definition, not a super chiseled definition. Now, I'm going in with another bronzer, and I know it seems like a lot, especially if you're fair, but if you're using the right shades and the right amount and blending it out, you're good. So I really do like the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It. It's a nice neutral bronzer with shimmer in it. You can just see how it has that sheen. It's really nice and easy to add to your cheeks. But I'm also in love with this NYX California Beamin bronzer, and it's very different. It's very warm tone. It's basically a highlight, so it's something to be used sparingly on my skin tone. If you have a little bit deeper skin tone, it could be used as a highlight or a blush, or quite possibly a bronzer as well, but something that you can use a little bit more heavy-handed. They also have other tones and shades. I think this was the more warm tone one, but I really love it. I really love the effect it gives. So we're keeping in with the patting down motion. So I just basically put it all right here, and you just see it automatically warmed things up more. Sometimes I just kind of blend out right here, so it's like really not harsh at all. And yeah, so you do want to be careful with this though. Like, I kind of went heavy on this hand, or this side, and it's a little strong here. It's a little bit harder to blend out if you have too much product. And we are super bronzed. Now is blush time. I love pink blush, I love matte blush, and I love shimmery blush. I've used BH Cosmetics blush palette. It's really good. It has a lot of different shades. I've actually used it on other people too and really like that. It has some beautiful shades for deeper skin tones. I really like MAC blushes. I find myself enjoying to purchase those. MAC Dame is probably one of my favorite blushes from MAC, and in general, it's like this baby pink color. This is an OG one, Milani Luminoso. This is a baked blush, so it has a nice shine to it. It's like coral with gold flecks. And then I've been loving this one this summer too. It's e.l.f. in Glowy Rose, and this is like extreme coral, almost a highlight. I like to use this with a light hand, so I'm just gonna use this Bare Minerals Flawless Face Brush, and I'm gonna dip in one time, and then I'm gonna focus this on the upper part of the cheek, and then I like to blend a little just right here. I don't dip in anywhere, I just whatever's left on the brush. So that leaves like a nice sheen with a little touch of color, but if I go too crazy with this, it will not look right on me. But that was like only $5. Highlighting is I feel like everything's my favorite thing, but highlighting really finishes everything off. I'm gonna be talking about two brushes, and I'll talk to you about my favorite highlights, and we'll just do a quick highlight. I really like the Morphe M501 for this style of a highlight brush, fluffy brush to blend. And then I really like the Morphe M310 for a fan brush. It's the perfect size for my face. Sometimes I will use this with a more intense highlight, press it on, and then use this to blend it out. And that's what I'm gonna do today. I really love this Wet n Wild Megaglo Loose Highlighting Powder in the shade I'm So Lit. You will see it today in action. It's really good. I also love Makeup Revolution Shimmer Brick in Radiant. Has a nice strip of pink and bronzy tones. Very pigmented golden highlight. Also a big fan of the Jeffree Star Skin Frosties. This one is Lavender Snow, which is purple toned. Very pretty. Love to use this on the eyes. And then this one I love to use on the face. It's the shade Eclipse, which is this champagne-y color. This one was a limited edition collab. He has so many shades, so you definitely find something similar, but it's just this nice beigey color. For me, I don't really like a gold highlight. I like a champagne iced tea highlight. I'm going to be using the Fluffy 501, pressing down and turning it into a mini fan brush, which I do want to get a mini fan brush. And then I'm just going to use this right in the area, the general area that I would like it. I love to put highlight on my nose, like right on the bridge, a little bit in between the brows, and a little bit on the tip of the nose too, and my chin. Something about my chin, I love putting highlight there. I also do put some on the forehead. Since this stuff is super pigmented, I'm not putting crazy amount. This stuff, a little goes such a long way. I would recommend using a light hand and literally a light amount of product. But I'm just kind of blending now without that end being squeezed, you know? I really like a really shocking highlight like that, so I'm not gonna blend it out too much. I want to kind of keep it in this general area. I like to take my blush brush, that bronzing brush, and especially on this forehead area, just make sure that the bronzer, the highlight blend in on the cheek too. Just, you know, nice little blendage. I will also just kind of go in with like one of my powder brushes and like blend that area in between the brows, just so it's like natural-esque look. So last but not least, for the face, we can spray the face, we can set the face. There's a lot of different setting sprays out there. Some people like to just use water. There is so many brands, high-end and more low-end. Setting sprays are either gonna help mattify, help with the longevity, help things sink into the skin a little bit better and take off that powder finish. It can also add a dewy finish. Two of my favorites at the moment are the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. This one is in the aerosol can. This one's about $16, which for Morphe, I feel like it's a little pricey, but it's so good. It smells great. The aerosol can is everything. I don't think I have very much left, but I don't want to use any more. I want to save whatever fake product is left, because it sounds like there's nothing in there. But this L'Oreal Lumi Shake and Glow Dew Mist is really nice too. This one is very glowy, so it's very, people compare it to the Tatcha Dewy Glow Mist, but I've personally never tried that one. But let's just go in. So something that can happen with these setting sprays is it can kind of like spit out a little bit of a wet, thick, you know, drop or something. So I like to use my sponge to just make sure there's no like water dots or anything like that. But while my face is still moist, I love to go in with my favorite freaking highlight. It's Fenty Beauty Diamond Balm in the shade How Many Carats, and it's a clear base with a lot of shimmer, and I like to just put it on the cheeks and on the nose. This stuff is a different type of formula, so I would recommend it if you're like a highlight connoisseur lover and you want something a little bit different than what you've got in your collection. But it is, like I said, a clear base, and it's a little bit more on the silvery highlight side. So I'm going to show you. You can just see that since it's a clear base, it's going to be really easy to blend into the skin, but it has some glitter. So sometimes in certain lighting, it will kind of like show a lot of glitters. Some lighting, it won't. When you put like a flashlight on it, it's just very glowy. So that is going to be the end of this video. I hope that this helped somebody out there. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up. I'll catch you in my next video. I'm sending you all the love and all of the good vibes. And I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. Catch you later. Peace.